plenty of consternation about farm data these days. When it's captured by agtech, where does it go? Who's using it? But two founders, Ashley Silver and Mark Trotter, say there's more to be gained than feared when it comes to farm data. Welcome to Beef TV.
Thank you for having us.
Ashley, let's first talk about Atlas Carbon. What do you do there?
So at Atlas Carbon, we work with livestock producers to register for soil carbon projects. We also have a grazing management technology called Maya Grazing, which helps them make those day-to-day decisions to improve profitability on farm, productivity, and sequester soil carbon.
And Mark, tell us about the invention you're involved with.
Yeah, so I'm at Seeker University, and so we actually work with tech companies and producers and basically work to try and evaluate how they can get data out of these emerging technologies to help them make better decisions across the property.
And one of those is the precision livestock management tool?
Yeah, so that's sort of an overarching term for a whole range of different technologies. Some of the main ones that we work on are these smart tags, so a smart ear tag. It's a little bit like a Fitbit sensor that some people wear to try and keep fit, but in this case actually we're trying to keep cows actually putting on weight rather than losing weight using this sort of sensor technology.
So I'm interested to hear about the presentation you had earlier today. We had an audience of people, and it's in the context of, yes, people are worried now about who's getting my data, what's in it for them, how are they deploying my information?
I mean, I think from the audience, people were more and more just interested in what data can do for them. I think a lot of the worries of, being nervous about who gets data is kind of going by the wayside as people understand the power that more data can give to their decision making.
Yeah, absolutely. People are moving away from, I guess, that general fear and moving and looking at how specific sensor systems are actually going to improve their, the reproduction of their beef herd or their pasture utilisation or a whole range of different attributes across their property.
You say that people are moving past that concern that was really prevalent a couple of months ago. What are some of the myths and misconceptions that you debunked today or that you addressed?
I think people used to be concerned about storage of data, where it goes, but within the audience, 50% of people present already had a grazing management platform or different digital tools they were using on property to collect data. So, the social proof is there that the whole industry is adopting these things. And so, the other 50% were there, they're interested, and we were saying hopefully this time in 3 years when we're all back at beef, that number is going to be 80-90% of adoption.
Let's talk about how data can be a farmer's friend. What are the untapped opportunities or the tapped opportunities that more should be aware of?
Yeah, well, I would say with Atlas Carbon and Maya Grazing, there's been a lot of focus historically around livestock production, but now we're looking at pasture production, soil health, and looking at rainfall. So the event was sponsored by FarmBot, and really how all those different pieces of data can come together to drive insights.
Yeah, absolutely. I think producers are starting to see some of these technologies really mature and essentially work straight out of the box. And so over the last few beefs, we've seen technologies come along, and maybe there's needed to be a little bit more development in some of those, but some of this tech is working really well for producers, and people are being able to make decisions that are either saving them money or increasing their productivity, or just being able to sleep better at night because of this bit of technology. And so that's a big sort of shift in terms of the reliability of some of this tech. There's still some new technology emerging that still needs a little bit more development, and as that matures and as we start to integrate all of these different data streams, so whether it's sensors on cows, pasture monitoring, water monitoring, live weight monitoring, when we start pulling all of that data together in the one spot, there's some amazing insights that are to be had that producers can really make some really groundbreaking decisions on.
Well, centralisation of all of that information is going to become more important. The US trend towards quantification of natural capital is one that we need to look towards.
Absolutely. And so one of the themes that we did talk about today was, how does that data come together and the integrations that we're seeing within the industry. So, at Atlas Carbon and Maya Grazing, we're certainly working with rainfall and water collection information from FarmBot. We're working with Farm Lab for all of the different soil data that they're collecting. And, there's even more providers coming in with satellite imagery and, all coming together really, as you say, to drive better decision making for profitability. When are you selling? When are you buying in? When are you moving your livestock to really improve production and business?
Ashley, Mark, thank you both for your time and reminding us that data is absolutely a farmer's friend. Well, don't go anywhere. ANZ have released their triannual beef market analysis, and the major findings will be revealed here live on Beef TV.
Beef is a